Pretty. Hey my honeys, welcome back to another makeup tutorial. My name is K by KKB and I'm an expert makeup artist and beauty educator. Today we'll be going over this gorgeous full glam dramatic makeup look. This is going to be a professional makeup masterclass where I walk you through every step and give you my expert makeup tips. So if you're interested, keep watching. Before I start, I'm just gonna ask you please if you could subscribe and like the video. It helps with the engagement so that YouTube push out the video more and I'd really appreciate that. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'm gonna be doing is her brows. I'm just gonna groom her brows a bit. So I'm just gonna brush her brows up and around and I'm going to set them into place with some eyebrow gel, okay? The eyebrow gel that I'm using today is from NYX. It's called the Brow Glue. Now I'm just gonna squeeze some of the gel out. And I'm just gonna brush it through the brows. Because she has gorgeous brows naturally, I don't wanna go in and do too much. Sometimes when you go ahead and you get a client that has nice full brows and you fill them in too early, it can come out looking too thick and changing the shape of the face. So just to prevent that, I'm only gonna groom them with brow gel. And then later, when I'm finished more of her makeup, then I will see if I want to fill them a bit. I'm gonna use my hand and kind of gently tap them down into place and look straight from Italia. And this is the point where if you need to, you can clean up around the brows. Try to not get this brow gel on the skin too much because it makes the skin kind of sticky. The next thing we're gonna do is clean up the brows, and I'm gonna do that with the Huda Beauty Skin Essential Concealer in shade number 3. Okay, so this is gonna be lighter than her skin tone. It's gonna give her brows a pop because we are gonna be doing a somewhat dramatic eyeshadow look, okay? So I'm just using a flat concealer brush. Close your eyes for me now, thank you. And I don't like to start in the front because sometimes when you start in the front, it makes it look too unnatural, especially when you're doing a very light color for concealer under the brow. So I'm just basically taking my time and cleaning up right below her brow shape, okay? And then you just gently bring it low. Bring it down the eyelid. Yeah, like that. Bring it down towards the crease. Open your eyes for me. Yes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the concealer. And I'm just using a fluffy eye blender brush. This is from Morphe M331 brush. Close your eyes for me. Thank you. And what I like to do is blend out the edge first, because you do want the drama of the concealer by the brow bone, you know? So you want to take your time and just gently blend that out after. Just like smooth it out, you know? Okay, so now I'm just going to take that same concealer and blend it all over her eyelid. This is just going to act as eyeshadow primer. And as I said, this is shade number 3 in the Skin Essential Concealer from Huda Beauty. So you just want to rub it everywhere. You want to make sure that the concealer is a nice smooth base. The concealer should properly cover the entire eyelid. And also, not too much in this region at the front here, because sometimes when the color is too light, right here, look too unnatural, okay? And also make sure that it's dry. So if it's not dry, when you finish rubbing it in, you can go in with some setting powder, just taking the one size ultra pink setting powder, but you can just use any translucent setting powder really, and just gently pat, not too much product, just a little bit. This is gonna ensure that when you blend your eyeshadow, it blends nice and smoothly, okay? Okay, so now we're gonna put tape at the end. This is just gonna assist to get a nice clean shape of the end of the eyeshadow. This is gonna help you to make your eyeshadow look cleaner. Also, if you're a beginner watching this video, I recommend you do eyeshadow first if you need to work on your eyeshadow technique, okay? Okay, so now for eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using, I love this eyeshadow palette. This is the PRO If the Crown Fits. So good, recommend. Look how pretty it is. Look at this. Love this. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is her transition color. So this is the crease. Close your eyes for me, darling. This is our eye crease. The eye crease is the area right below the arch where when you stick the pencil or stick your finger, you realize that there's a hollow region. See? It goes right in. So it's literally above. It's like the socket of the eye. It's like above, you know, like in the socket. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is using a nice warm color in the crease region. Now, when it comes onto the crease, you always want to use something called a transition color. So that's a color that's not too dark. It's a color to build up to the color that you ultimately want at the end of the eye, okay? So I'm going to be using this one here. This color is called Triumph. See? It's like an orangish peachish because she is fair skin tone. If you were darker, I would go in for more of like a warm brown, you know? Or if you're even darker than that, I would go for like this color. See, it's like a brownie, but it's kind of warm. It has like an orangey tone to it, okay? So now what I'm going to do is swirl my brush in this color, and this is an eyeshadow blending brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the tape, start blending on the tape in small circular motions, and notice that I'm following the crease region of the eye. And I'm just going to take my time, take your time, and build up the color until we get right to the front. So I'm going to be going like this and connecting it right here to the front of her brow. So from here to here. And notice the way I blend is very gently. You blend in, your brush should barely be sweeping the surface of the skin. That's a very important tip. If you want flawless eyeshadow, flawless blending without all the blotchiness, what you're going to need to do is barely blend on the surface. It should feel like a feather, okay? So watch again. Small circular motions from the outer crease right to the front of the brow. See? Open your eyes for me, darling, and that's what that's looking like. Now, we don't stop here. I'm gonna make it even more pigmented, okay? So I'm just gonna swirl again back in the eyeshadow, tap off the excess, close the eyes, darling. Now I can build up the color. So now what I'm gonna do is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, barely sweeping on the eye, like just barely the ends of the bristles are touching her skin, right, Talia? Feels very gentle, right? Okay, good. And this is gonna help me to get more pigment, but still keep it soft. You can also alternate between back and forth windshield wiper motions from the end of the eye to the front of the brow up here, or you can do small circular motions, up to you. Okay, so now we have our first transition color blended. It's time to move to a color that is slightly darker. So this is how we build up the color. We start lighter, then we go darker and darker, okay? Or deeper and deeper, the tone of the color deeper and deeper. So we're keeping it browns in the crease, and then we're gonna do like a darker brown out here, okay? So now we're gonna move to a darker brown. So the brown I'm gonna be moving to now is this one here. It's called Diadem, see? And I'm just gonna swirl my same eyeshadow blending brush and tap off the excess. And I'm gonna go right in the same, I'm gonna go right by the outer eye on top of the tape and do small circular motions and bring it in the crease, okay? So now we have our first transition color. This is our second one, just building it up. All right, so now we're gonna go in with an even deeper color. All right, so the next color I'm gonna be using is called Say Yes. So it's like a warm brown, this one here. So I'm just gonna swirl my brush in it, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna concentrate the product to the outer eye. Starting on the tape, I'm patting it on the side of the brush this time, so patting it like this. And that's gonna help to build up pigmentation. The last color I'm gonna go in with for the outer crease is called Storyteller. It's this deeper brown here. And here's the thing, I'm just gonna use a tad bit of it just to build up a bit of dimension. She doesn't really want a dark eyeshadow look, so close your eyes for me, darling. I'm just going to be taking an eyeshader brush. So this is just the brush you'd use to tap on the eyeshadow instead of the swirl to blend it in. And I'm just going to get some product on the brush, like this. And then close your eyes for me. And then I'm just going to pat it towards the end of the eye, like right off the tape. This outer region only, okay? Now I'm gonna swirl this same eyeshadow blending brush into the same dark brown eyeshadow. Close your eyes for me, sit up. Thank you. And now I'm just going to swirl it in the outer crease region, but this time notice the eyeshadow is actually on the outer lid. So it's by the outer lid and in the crease of it. And also it's another tip, when you're blending in your crease region, make small circles. Try not to make the product move too much upwards, because then it's gonna go and cover up all of the brow bone region. You don't want that. You want your brow bone region to be highlighted with that concealer. You don't want any dark eyeshadow to be blending upwards. So just take your time with small circles and keep blending low in the crease, the lowest area of the crease, like actually close to the eyelid or kind of on the outer eyelid, if that makes sense. All right, so now I'm just gonna take a tad bit more of concealer number 3 in the Huda Beauty Skin Essential Concealer. Get it on a flat concealer brush, like this. See, so just get some on it. And now, not too much, guys, so make sure to get off the excess. Close your eyes, darling. And now I'm going to be getting this on the front of the eyelid. So this is the crease, this is the lid. The lid is the lower part of the eye region. Open your eyes for me. So when she opens her eyes, you're gonna see a natural crease here. That's the crease line. Don't go above it, okay? So open your eyes for me. Open your eyes, darling. You want to make sure that when you're putting the concealer, because it's kind of what we're doing is just carving out the shape of the front of the eyelid, so that when you put the eyeshadow looks more pigmented. This step is not always essential, but sometimes it is, because sometimes if you go in with a lighter color, it doesn't come out looking as pigmented without it. This is just going to give it more drama. But the main tip here is to make sure that when you tap in on the concealer, that it is following the real shape of the eyelid. Don't be like bringing it all, like keep it within the eyelid. And if the person has like hooded eyes or something, you can bring it a little higher, but just feel for the crease. Don't go above the crease, okay? The hollow region, don't go above the hollow region of the eye. And keep the shape rounded. That's it, keep the shape rounded. Open for me. So see, even though I've gone above a bit, the shape is still rounded. That's how you do it if the person had hooded eyes, but still make sure you're feeling for the crease. I hope y'all kind of get what I'm getting at. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow at the front of the eye. We're gonna be mixing these two. I want like a lighty nude, but I don't want it to look too whitey. So I'm gonna mix this one called the Beast. Let me focus my camera. This one called the Beast. I'm gonna be mixing this one into this one called Play the Fool. Mix it with this one. So this one is gonna make it darker. Sit back for me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Thank you. Now I'm just gonna pat the eyeshadow at the front of the eye. So now I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I need it to be lighter. So I just go back in with the lighter color. So I just want the perfect type of nudie color. It's gonna pop, but not too much. You know, I don't want it to look too ashy. So you just pat it on top of the concealer. That's what the concealer is for. It just gives it more of a base, so that the eyeshadow comes out looking more pigmented. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do, if right here is looking not so blended nicely, you can go back in with one of your transition colors, either this one or this one. Close your eyes for me and just blend it to mesh that crease color that you have here with the eyelid color. So you always want nice blends. This is not really like a cut crease look. I just kind of wanted the eyelid color to pop more. So we just want a nice blend in between the eyelid color and the crease color. So you just go back in with your transition. And this is an eyeshadow blending brush, but a smaller one. When doing makeup, it's always good to have different sizes of brushes, like a good brush set. That way, you can like maneuver when you're doing smaller areas, you know? All right, so now I'm gonna go with black eyeliner. You can just use any liquid eyeliner. I got this one in Jamaica. It's called She Makeup. I don't really know where it's from. Close your eyes for me, but it's just liquid and black. And the way I'm gonna draw this eyeliner is, I like to start by the outer eye, and I'm just going to pull the skin up, and I'm basically gonna draw a line on the lash line. And instead of doing like a whole straight line, you can do a tiny stroke here, and then you pull the skin again and do a tiny stroke here. And then when you come to the front, you wanna flip the brush in the other direction, like this, because it's gonna be easier for you to draw a line in this direction back. And you just draw a line back like this. Now this is gonna take practice and patience, but that's basically how I do it. And the key here is that you want to hold your eyeliner brush to the side. You want to hold it flat like this. Don't be doing this. You see, if you're trying to go straight in with the brush, it's gonna be hard. Your line is not gonna be straight. When you hold it against the side and drag like this, that's how you're gonna get a straight line. I hope that makes sense. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, I made a line on the eye only. Now to create the wing, I'm gonna remove the tape, and I'm going to shift the tape up higher, because the makeup that we're doing, it has a double wing. Turn your head to the side for me. So the wing is just gonna be tight against the end of her eye here. And now I'm just gonna ask her to close her eyes. I'm gonna start by drawing a line from up here on the tape, and I'm gonna bring it towards the outer eye. That's the easiest way to get a wing, but that's just one part of it. When you finish, you're gonna have the client open their eyes, look straight ahead for me, and then you're going to thicken the wing. There we go, and that's how it's done. All right, so now we're moving on to skin prep. So for her skin, I used the Tacha Dewy cream because she does have dry skin. So I rubbed it all over her skin. As you can see, it gave her a nice luminous glow. And now I'm going to be using the Tacha spray as well. This is the Tacha Luminous Dewy Skin Spray. I don't know, I find that it really helps to give the skin a nice glow, hydrate the skin. So I'm just gonna spray a tad bit onto her face to give it more of a nice glowy texture, okay? Right, so now her face has a glow. Now I'm gonna give her body a glow. And this is the Patrick Ta, is that his name? Patrick Ta She's Glowy. And this is a skin balm. I'm just gonna put this all over her skin. Look straight ahead for me, darling. Thanks. Get it on the highest point of the shoulders, on the collarbone, right here on the cleavage. This is just gonna give her a really nice glow. I'm just getting it out of the way from now, okay? For foundation today, I'm gonna be using the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. This is in 350. I really like this foundation. Someone pointed out that the shades are kind of off. However, the texture of the foundation is really top tier if you can find a shade to match you, okay? So this is a foundation. I did 3 pumps because I'm going for a full coverage look. And I'm going to be using a brush to blend this out today. All right, so now for the foundation brush, I'm going to be using one of my favorites. This is the Makeup by Mario F4 brush. It's dual-ended, 2 sides. You can use it to blend foundation, bronzer, whatever. And to blend the foundation, what I'm going to be doing is using the smaller side because she has a small, cute face, so we don't need the big side right now. And I'm just going to pat my brush into the foundation on the back of my hand to warm it up and to distribute the product in the brush to give a more airbrush look. And to blend, I like to start by the jawline and I like to take my time and build up the product. And it looks so good, guys. And because, you know, we're doing it for photography today, I'm just bringing it down on our neck slightly. I don't like to bring it all the way down, but I just like to bring it past the jawline onto the neck a little bit, okay? And we just blend, okay? Turn it to the front for me. And remember, just pat and take your time and build up the foundation all around the face, working your way up from the jawline right up to the forehead. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a tiny amount of foundation on a brush, a small fluffy brush. This one is Fatima Beauty. She's a fellow makeup artist and she sells a really nice brush set, so you need to get that. Now, for the smaller regions like here, in between the eyebrows, you want to get a bit of foundation and just pat it on. Here's the thing, if your brush is too wet, you want to get a napkin and wipe away the excess product because you don't need too much. Because what we're gonna do now is just clean up the front of the eyes. This is gonna make your makeup look so much cleaner. So just take your time. And you can also do this with a foundation that matches the skin tone if you feel like in here was looking too dark. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the K Beauty Skin Essential Concealer in shade number 8, because what I'm gonna do now is color correct. So around her mouth has a bit of darkness. Some people have that, like around some people's mouth is dark because of the hair. It just has like a grayish look. And also she claims that she has some dark circles. I don't know if it's there, but we're just gonna use a bit of the concealer to neutralize that area. So when you have dark circles, acne scars, or darkness or grayness on the face, you always want to go in with a color corrector, okay? Because the color corrector is gonna neutralize the area. If you just go in with a concealer that's bright, especially for the under eye, sometimes it can look gray. Or if you just go in with a foundation, sometimes it won't cover it properly. So yeah, a color corrector is probably what you need, love. And then we're gonna get some under the eyes like this. So look at this. Not too much, I'm just gonna do a little right hand triangle at the front of the eye. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait. If she had any acne scars, we could use this on top of it as well, but she has flawless skin, so yeah. All right, so now we're gonna blend out the concealer. And to do that, I'm just using the same exact brush that I'd used to apply the foundation, and now I just pat. But here's the thing, when you wait a minute or two for the concealer to dry down, literally it's perfection. Like, it doesn't make the concealer move. It stays right in place. You get more coverage from it without doing the most. All right, so now we're gonna go in with shade number 3, the same shade I'd used for her brow bone and all over her eyelid. So the placement is, I just want to smooth it all by the under eye because I'm going for a really flawless full coverage look. Like to get some by the chin as well. And on the bridge of the nose. Like this. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the Skin Essential Concealing shade number 11, and this time we're gonna be doing bronzing, but we're using concealer to do it. And turn your head to the side for me. I'm just gonna get some here. Oh, she has gorgeous cheekbones, so we don't need too much. So basically you wanna start by the ear and feel for the cheekbone. Don't apply it underneath the cheekbone, you apply it on the cheekbone, okay? I like to get some by the chin like this. I like to sculpt the chin. I like that look. Gonna get some right here by the tip of her nose. For her forehead, I'm gonna leave it as is for now because I don't want her lace to get messy, and she doesn't have that much forehead space, so I'm not gonna really do too much on her forehead. So I'm gonna start right here at the front of the cheek, and basically what we're doing is patting, okay? We're just patting, we don't have to do too much. And here's the thing, if you ever feel like there's too much product on your brush, you can just get a napkin, wipe it away, and blend again. See? Turn it to the side for me. Yes, see? Nice blend. So what we call this process is blurring it out. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just blurring it out. I'm not really focused on getting a seamless blend right now. We just want to soften out the color. And placement is everything. So you want to keep the product in the certain position, okay? So this is the position where I apply the bronzer. This is where I want to keep it. So don't be blending outside of this region here, okay? And the concealer is so creamy, it spreads so much, so we didn't really need to use as much as we did. I could have just did a little bit here and that would have been sufficient. Okay, now look, whatever is left over on the brush, wipe away the excess. And then, because I already said she already has a frontal on, but we do want a nice little shade on the edge of the forehead. So I'm just going to barely pat whatever is left over. And there's barely anything on my brush right now, okay? And I'm keeping it away from her lace because I don't want to mess up her lace, okay? For the nose, I'm just going to be straightening out this line here. I'm just going to be blending out the line here. But to do it, I'm just going to keep my brush on the line and just bring it up. So as you can see for the nose, we don't need too much product. She already has a really nice straight nose, so we don't have to do too much. But I did just want a contoured effect by her nose bridge. So basically, you want to contour the sides of the nose bridge, but keeping it on top of the nose bridge as well. So don't be making it too wide. Keep it on top of the nose bridge, but right by the edges, by the sides of the nose bridge, if that makes sense. Now, as I said, I love my 2-minute rule for under eye concealer. We want to leave it down for 2 minutes, dry down, because we're going to get a nice, creamy, long wear coverage, blend, and then a nice blend if we just leave it for 2 minutes, okay? Blend out the under eye concealer. I'm just going to go in with a sponge. And this is from IOC Cosmetics, and I'm just going to go right in and start to blend, but I like to start blending by the edge of the concealer first. Straighten up your back for me, darling. Head up a bit more, thanks. When it comes on to beauty blender or sponge, when you're blending with a sponge, I noticed that a lot of people, they like to blend like this. That's not right. That's going to take up all the product. You want to hold the sponge flat on the side like this. And also, don't be trying to blend with a dry sponge. It's not going to work out for you. It's not gonna work out, but you want to damp your sponge. So you wanna wet it under water. Then you want to make sure inside of the sponge is completely wet, then squeeze out all the water. Then the sponge is ready to be used. If you don't do it this way, it's not gonna give you that flawless blend that you desire, okay? Look straight ahead for me now, darling. Look at that blend. And also when it comes down to tapping, some of you guys be pressing too hard into the sponge. You just wanna barely tap the surface of the sponge and you can tap faster. But it's not about aggressive, it's not about pressing in a lot. It's about many taps, okay? And always start at the front like this and blend towards the, what do you call it again? The temple region of the forehead. So the side, see? So you blend from here, take your time, lots of pats, gentle pats, and bring it all the way up here to the temple region of the forehead, so the sides of the forehead. Gonna go back in and fix up that nose contour line. So some people don't like putting a straight line. I mean, I get that, but in this case, we're just gonna work with a straight line for the nose contour. But my thing is, if you're gonna do a straight line, it has got to be on top of the nose bridge at the sides. If you try to do a straight line and you're just doing it over here, it's gonna change the shape of the face. It's gonna make the nose region look too wide. It's just gonna throw off the face shape. So keep your line more narrow and also keep your line straight. So even if the nose has like ridges going like this, don't follow that. Keep a straight line regardless, okay? Because we're trying to create an illusion of straightness. That's where I see people go wrong with the nose contour. And I'm just kind of connecting the line up into the brow. Not necessary, but it will make it look nice depending on the face shape. All right, so now I'm just blending out the nose contour line. And for this part, it's simple. This is a brush from Fatima Beauty, a blending brush. And you just want to just go back and forth the line. Nothing crazy here. Just keep the line straight and you're just blending on top of it just to soften it out. And I'm just bringing it up to the brow as well to connect the makeup aspects together. All right, so now we're gonna set her face, but I'm gonna start by setting her skin. an Artista Hair Skin. Just gonna be using a powder from the Artist Essential Powder Palette. So I'm just gonna use this one here. Okay.
It smells so good.
Thanks. I'm just gonna set the outer regions of her face. So here's the thing about this powder palette. It's very sheer, so I don't need too much. But I do, she's going to be out for the whole day, and it's morning now. It's gonna be out till like the next day basically. So I just wanna set the outer regions of her face. But you don't need a powder that's super matte because you don't want the face to look super unnatural. Okay, so you wanna get a powder like this, a more sheer type of powder. I'm also going to be setting on top of her mouth. Hear me, I'm going to be setting above her mouth and below her mouth. Sorry, yeah. And then I'm just going to be setting the center of her forehead a bit. Not too much because I actually do like the sheen. We're just doing this for longevity. Next, I'm going to set her bronzer. All right, so to set her bronzer, I'm gonna be using this color here, a mix of this one, and this one. Listen, I just been mixing powders. Some of you guys ask me what powder to use. Honestly, you have to try them out, test them out, and see which one you like. Look straight ahead for me, thanks. And look at this color build up. How gorgeous is that? So these three colors here. And you don't have to be afraid to use the powders, because here's the thing, if you use a color, you don't really, and you want to go darker or lighter, that's fine. It's going to be very sheer, so it's not going to be like a big touch of color, like messing up your face. So don't be afraid to experiment with the powders if you have it, and let me know below like what you use the powder palette to do, because people use it for a lot of different stuff. I even know a girl, she uses it. What she use it for? On her lace. Y'all be just doing the most, but I love it. As long as you guys enjoy the product, I'm happy with that. But I love this because some of the bronzers, they be coming out with a gray look, you know, or colors are just like so flattering, and they have colors for everybody. So that's why I love it. So this is just me setting the bronzer regions of her face. Her cheekbone, a little bit on her forehead, the outer regions of her forehead, and by her chin right here. All right, so now we're gonna set the under eye region. And before I set it, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out any creases that she has. Keep looking up for me, darling. And for setting powder today, I'm gonna be using the One Size Beauty Ultra Pink Powder. And I'm using this because I want more of a cool look on her eyes. So that's why I'm using this one. And how am I gonna do this is I'm just gonna grab some setting powder in the center of my hand like this. And then I'm gonna tap my brush into it in circles. Make sure I'm really distributing the powder in the sponge. Then I'm going to be pressing it onto the under eye. But look, press it onto the under eye from the front of the eye, go straight to the end. But make sure you press it in well so that you can properly set the region, okay? And you want to just do this like one time, because if you keep pressing it in over and over, it is going to dry the region more and more. So you kind of want to get it good on the first or second go, okay? And this is going to ensure that you don't crease up as quickly, you know what I mean? Okay, look straight up for me. Look straight ahead, sorry. How we looking, guys? How we looking? See, whatever left on the sponge, you just use it to set her on her mouth, or you can grab a bit more powder if you needed to. And for the forehead, I'm gonna keep it a little shiny. I like my forehead luminous. And then I'm gonna set the nose like this as well, see? And now we have a nice flawless set. Her makeup will be locked into place, and now we're gonna move on. Yes, the next step. All right, so now I'm just gonna go over the nose contour with this powder here. And this is just an eyeshadow brush from Morphe. This is Morphe 303 brush. And you just go down the side, you just go over the contour lines with the powder, okay? But here's the key, if you don't set the nose entirely first with the setting powder or with whatever pressed powder that you have, the nose is gonna look patchy. So make sure that you set the nose first before you go over it with the powder that matches the bronzer. Does that make sense? All right, so now I'm gonna be using Huda Beauty Cupcake. So I'm gonna be using to bake her, because I love to bake. If you guys follow me by now, you guys know. I think it makes the makeup look more flawless. I think that it makes the makeup more long wearing. I think that it prevents creasing. I just love it. So that's what we're gonna use now. Look up for me, darling. And to bake, I just get a whole bunch of product on the side of the sponge like this, like get it all up on there. And then I just place it, don't press it. If you press this in, you're going to be dry, you're going to hate your makeup, you're not going to be happy. So just place it. This is different from setting. This is baking, okay? I'm just gonna get some by the chin as well. I'm gonna get some down the bridge of the nose as well, like this, and on the other side. Now I'm going in with the Huda Beauty Blondie to bake underneath her cheekbones. And make sure if you're gonna do this, underneath your cheekbones have got to be set, and you have to use a shade that's not too light. It has to kind of be close to your skin tone a bit when you rub it off, because if you're going with this and it's too light and you didn't set it before, you're gonna run into problems, okay? Okay, so now to fill in her brows a bit, I'm gonna be using the NYX Lift and Snatch Espresso Brow Pen. And as I tell you, she already have nice brows. I know that we have more of her face done. We can kind of see what's happening. Also, sometimes when you do the brow gel first, you're gonna find that you have to rub off the brows with some napkins, because the powders get all over the powders get all over the brow, and it will start to look dusty and dull. So just go ahead and wipe off your brow if you're at this point, okay? Just wipe it off and bring it back to black. Look straight ahead for me, Talia. And how I do this is I just go, this is gonna be challenging for you if you're a beginner, if you're not used to the pen. You can use a pencil, but basically I'm just using this because I don't want too many lines. And yeah, this is just gonna keep it looking like fully natural, like it's her brow from front to end, so. Like that, I'm just filling in the ends. Now, if you guys want more in-depth makeup videos, makeup tutorials, I would suggest that you join the K Beauty Academy. I'll put the link down below. Right now to join is 90% off. You get access to over 20 classes, makeup classes, and you get a content creation class. But basically, if you're interested, go and sign up. I think it's like $150. You get access for the year. You get over 20 classes. So definitely join. 1 second, so. All right, so now we're gonna do her lip. So first thing I'm gonna do is just wipe them off, and we're gonna get started on them. So for lips, I was using a lip liner, but I had to switch it. This one is one of the K Beauty lip liners. It was from the Sexy Lip Kit. It's sold out. I don't know if it will restock, sorry, but basically it's like a brown. You can use like a chestnut from MAC, or like the Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever. Those are really good brown lip pencils that I like. You smell nice. Okay. This lip is also from K Beauty. It's sold out, but it doesn't matter. You can just use any nudie pink that you have, but we wanted a lip that was on the darkish side, so it's nudie pinky, but it's also gonna have like a brownish vibe to it. All right, so now I'm just going with black eyeliner. This one is from LA Girls, very black, and I'm just gonna get it in her waterline. Now I'm bringing it all the way to the front because we are going to be doing like a foxy eye where you bring the eyeliner into the front, but it's not time for that yet, okay? Next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just be cleaning up by the end of her eye. Open your eyes for me, darling, turn it to the side. I'm just going to be putting a bit of concealer in here because we want the area to be clean for the look that I'm doing. So I'm just going to put a liner concealer like this. Actually, I'm going to spread this concealer all over like this. So like this. Turn it to the side for me. Look straight ahead for me. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna try to zoom in so you guys can see it better. All right, so now I'm not gonna do the foxy eye yet. Before I do that, I'm gonna go in with blush. This is the K Beauty Bar Blush Palette. It will be restocked soon, so you wanna go and join the waiting list now. So I'm going to do her blush now because I actually like to do blush on top of the bake. That's what's gonna give it that really soft airbrush look. So I'm just gonna be going in with this color. This is called Sweet Girl K right here. I'm just going to pat it on right on top of the bake on the highest point of the cheekbone. Okay, so when you're doing this, it might be challenging, but what you can do is just brush off some of the powder first before you go in with the blush. Okay, and the key here is to just take your time and build up the blush color little by little by little by little. See? Just build up a little by little. You want it to be very pink like that? Or you want it to be less like so much? Because that's, I don't know. Or just do it my way?
Yeah, the way you do it my way.
Okay. Right, so now we have some blush here on the highest point of her cheekbone. Now we're gonna go with bronzer. This is important. This is gonna help to balance out the pink. So we're just gonna go in with this color here, not too much because she's very fair skin. And we're gonna sweep it right here on the cheekbone. Exactly where we put the bronzer before, okay? So that blush is like a bronzer. It's like a bronzer color of blush. Now we have that. It's gonna help to balance out the pink. Now I'm gonna go back in with more pink on the highest point of the cheekbone again. So as you can see, the blush is looking really soft right now, and that's because the baking powder is underneath it still.
Looks good. I see it right here.
All right, see, now I'm just gonna go under the eyes and brush away the powder here. I'm doing it gently. I'm just taking my time, just sweeping it away. So pretty. Like that. Okay, now that I brush off the bake, I'm just going with a bit more powder, and this time I'm just getting a bit of this brighter pink here, and I'm putting it here to give it more of a gradient. So we go from light pink to like a deeper pink right up here. Not too much, guys, okay? And I like to kind of bring the blush in the center of the face, like by the under eye like this, you know, give it more of a cuter look. That's cute. Okay, so now we're putting eyeliner at the end of the eye. I'm just bringing a line straight out like this to the side. Turn it to the side for me because that's the effect. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're giving a little double wing action and it's really slaying. So for this end region, look up. You want to thicken this region here for the drama, but you want to taper it out into a nice little wing like this. See? I don't know if you guys can see.
Right. Open or close?
I think this side. Yeah, that's good, yeah. All right, so now we're just blending out underneath. We're just blending out the black eyeliner with some black eyeshadow. Now in this same little region here, I'm just going in with some nude eyeshadow. Yeah. And the same nude that I'm using is called the Beast, this one here. This one here. I'm just using a little brush. Now we're gonna do a foxing at the front of the eye. So I just got like a tiny angled brush and I put some very dark brown eyeshadow on it, like a cool brown, and I'm just creating like a little triangle by the front of her eye, just extending the eyeliner out. Now here's the trick. If you're afraid to do it with black, because black is so intimidating and you don't want to mess up, you can just use like a color like this. This is like a cool brown, a cool dark brown, okay? And you just dot it. You just dot it by the front of the eye like this. We have to take your time. It's very easy to mess up this aspect here. Look straight ahead for me. Come on this side. Okay guys, so now we're going in with highlighter. This is a K-Beauty highlighter palette, my favorite. It has all type of shades for all different skin tones. It's just so versatile, especially if you're a makeup artist or if you're like me and you like to use different shades. So yeah, I get some hair. Do you want some on your cheekbone or no?
Yeah, we can.
We can. Just gonna get this pinky one here and the highest point of our cheekbone. Yeah, yeah. Look at that sheen, guys. I don't know if you can see it. Turn your head more this way. Yeah, pretty. And I'm gonna get some also on her brow bone as well, because why not? Just a little bit. Just here. Too cute, too cute, too cute. She looks so good, she looks so good. You're getting hot, let me turn the fan. She looks so good, guys. Okay, so now we're gonna spray her. I'm looking for her. She already has her mascara done, so her bottom lashes are done, so we just need some spray. So no, this is essential to give the skin more glow. So I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Spray, or favorite. And I'm just gonna do it from a distance, like here, close. Let me not finish this. This is why these sprays finish so fast. You see how much I just used? Oh my God.
Really good.
Yeah, you just want to like OD. I got it, babe. All you have to do is be pretty, gorgeous. Dry her face with this. We're gonna go in with the One Size All-Nighter Spray. Okay, so now we're gonna do some One Size Spray. After you finish spraying, if your face looks too dewy, because you should always wait for the spray to dry down before you go back in. But you can go in with a bit of powder after the spray is dry down, just to bring you back some matteness and flawlessness in the center of the face. Now, the last thing I just always love to do, and these are just bonus tips, is put some more blush. I just go back in with the Bar Blush palette and finish off with some more blush to make it even more flawless. Is this the look that you were going for?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I'd really appreciate the comments. See you next video. Love you. Bye. Mwah.